wanted to take a few moments to give you a little bit better understanding of our first major writing assignment. As always, you can find the instructions for this assignment by clicking on it in our Assignments tab. Well, we've spent the better part of Unit 1 exploring both the SIRS and opposing viewpoints databases. And for this major writing assignment, you will be assessing those, evaluating them, and making a recommendation on which one you think is the better research option. First, let's make sure we know how to find those databases. This should be review by now, but let's review it. In our Library tab, we're going to click on Databases A to Z by subject. You can find the SIRS database by clicking on the S's. And you can find the opposing viewpoints databases not by clicking on O, but because it's owned by a media company called Gale, it's under the G's, and the official name for that database is the Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints database. So these are the two databases that we will be assessing and researching for Unit 1, for the major writing assignment at the end of Unit 1. So I have given you a fictional scenario here wherein you are the assistant director of what we used to call libraries, but the Media and Research Center of Blueville Community College. You can assume that Blueville is much like Central Carolina. The head librarian is looking to subscribe to a new research database for students and faculty to use, and they're considering SIRS and opposing viewpoints. Your job is to write a recommendation on one of those two databases, which one you think is the better choice for this scenario given these criteria. We talked a lot about audience, purpose, and context in Unit 1. So make sure that you understand the audience and purpose and the context of this fictional writing scenario. The context here is the scenario itself, I guess. You'll need to format this in MLA style. I will forward some links about that in the coming days. But you'll also need to be making some design choices. If you look at the notes from Unit 1 called Notes on Selected Readings, that will give you a better idea of what kinds of things you might think about as you are designing this document. You'll need to include at least 4 sources, 2 from each of those databases. And what you'll be doing is choosing one of these topics that I've given you here. These correspond to leading issues in the SIRS database. So let's say, for instance, that you chose police and body cameras as your topic. The first thing I would do is go to the SIRS database and find that in the leading issues list. We can alphabetize it to make it easier to find. And when we click on that leading issue, we'll be taken to this overview page, which is very similar to the overview page we studied in the topic of artificial intelligence. It has all those same features. Now, what you'll want to do for this assignment is compare the way that the SIRS Issues Researcher database handles your topic to the way that the Gale and Context Opposing Viewpoints database handles your topic based on those criteria from the assignment. So make sure you understand that you're not necessarily writing about one of these topics. In fact, you should not take a stance on these issues. But what you'll want to do is to use these topics as a way to explore the databases and see how the two different databases perform on these criteria. And you'll want to use the sources that you choose as examples of what's available in the databases and as examples of the kinds of sources that we can find using those databases. I hope that clarifies any questions that you have about it. But as always, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to get in contact uh, with me through email. And you can always find me by clicking on my name in the class list.